No, 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 no. Hello. Hi, everyone. You gonna bark, bark, bark? They don't know what to do, everyone, because we've got a new companion in the studio today named Lola. Lola. And you know what they're used to doing, and she wants to just get attention. And so Benji's a little afraid of her, I think. Good morning, Renee. Yeah, so Benji's a little afraid. Teddy Bear is just his charmingly grumpy self. And she's real quiet. I haven't heard her at all. And Benji just wanted to come up on my lap. He just wanted, hello from Idaho. Hi, Kathy. Oh, good. It's good to see you, Paralita and Kathy and Lori. Yay, Lola's here. She's kind of pacing next to me because Benji is up on my lap. Well, he's not on my lap, but he's got his front paws on my lap, and Teddy Bear is under my feet, so she's looking for her place. But they were getting along. We had a good morning and an uneventful night, so that was good. And then we head to the vet after the show. And I think it's working out so far. I think the boys feel a little bit like, oh, she's a lady. What's this lady doing in my house? But I think they recognize each other as corgis. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? She does not like small dogs or small people, little people. And I mean little people, I mean like toddlers, I guess. So there are no toddlers here, and there are no small dogs here. I call these guys my... They're little dogs in big bodies. Yes, Lola's a corgi. She, as Owen said, she's burnt because she's got black on her. She's got black, like a black back. And so she's called a tri-corgi. And so there's my little lesson in corgis. She's a Pembroke Welsh Corgi, which is what Teddy Bear and Benji are. Teddy Bear and Benji are both Pembrokes, and that means the ones without the tail. They're little. The ones with the tails are longer and have more, longer features on their face and stuff. That's the main difference there, but that's a cardigan that has the tail. I've never had a dog that had a tail except for when we fostered a German Shepherd. And that tail was ridiculous because I'm so not used to having a tail that can move things off tables. And it was crazy. Anyway, thank you all for your well wishes. It was a little hard for the original owners because they had her since she was a puppy, and she's a sweet little thing. So anyway, we hope that it will go along swimmingly, and I'm trying to see if she's in the doorway. Somebody was in the doorway, but I don't see her. Anyway, let's talk cricket. Today we're going to be doing something from Lori Whitlock, one of my favorite designers, and actually have an example of it on my screen. It's called a shadow box card, and I'm going to show you. Shadow boxes themselves are extremely popular right now. A lot of people do them. They put them in a frame. Sometimes they put a little light behind it. Sometimes they do it all in white. But these are actually cards, and they fold, so you can get them into an envelope. Here is the unicorn one, which we're going to put together. And here is the okay, hold on a second, because this one's a little messed up, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. But there's this one which I did from vinyl. And so I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But I did also cut out a couple others. So if we have time today, I will show you how those go together. This is an outside designer, Lori Whitlock. So I can't give you any files, but if you do buy from her, one of the things you'll notice is, in addition to giving you the SVG, she will give you a JPEG image, because oftentimes with her, and these are no exception, her files are so detailed down to like little itty bitty things like this. Tiny hooves and everything else. And that can make for a very frustrating put together assembly, when especially the first time you're doing it. So, which is why I always make 2 of these at a time. So let's go over to our design space, and I'm just going to show you. So these are all the files that I purchased from her when she was having a sale, and they are called shadow box cards. And here is, let's say, let's look at the unicorn one. Let's ungroup the unicorn one, and you'll see that here is the back, and here is the front. The difference being there's a hole cut out here, okay? And then this is going to go onto the inside back for our background, and this is going to go on the front for our front like decoration. And then you have these 3 pieces of paper that cut out, and you see they have tabs on either end. See that? So there's that. And then all that's left is all of the details. And this is what I mean. I mean, these are just teeny tiny details, and you could get possibly frustrated with this. I got a couple solutions, but nothing like so amazing. Just patience being one of them. Some of them I actually don't cut out. Like, for instance, this unicorn, I decided to not put the sunshine, the little sun and the clouds, although I did cut out the clouds. I cut out the sunshine because I might add it, but I just didn't feel like it was really necessary. The clouds for me weren't necessary because I wanted to use a kind of cool background. And that happens sometimes with Lori's files, is that, she, I think, designs them like this, but maybe she expects us to use embellishments and just gives us those little pieces as like, I don't know, just in case you don't have the embellishment. So there's that. So you can either kind of eliminate some of the pieces, and that will make your work easier, or you can use embellishments, or the other thing you can do is you can cut them out in vinyl. So I have actually cut out the unicorn with all paper, and I cut out where did I put it? This one here, I used vinyl. Even with vinyl, it's still a little tricky, so I'm going to show you how to put them together. But remember, if you do buy these types of files, you have to upload them, and you do that right here, the bottom of the left-hand nav, and you just hit upload, and you would go to upload images, and wherever your downloaded files. And I will tell you that with Lori, if you buy files from her, make sure you download them right away, because some of her files she puts limits on. I think she's getting away from that practice, but it's can be a little frustrating if 3 months down the line you forgot that you bought something from her and one of the files that you bought was limited to 3 months or 5 downloads. I think that's how she does it. So so make sure you upload these right away. And I'm sorry, download these right away. You don't have to upload them right away, but definitely download them and get them on your computer, okay? And so this is where you would do it, and I would go, my downloads end up in a file called downloads, and you will see that I have quite a few here, and then I would just locate the file somewhere here. I got a file just for Lori. And actually, did I buy this in a bundle? I do not know. Let's see. Father pattern. Be my Valentine. Let's try this. So this is a bundle, and what she does is put all the layers for all of the cards in one download, which is different than, say, Dreaming Tree, okay? And also different from SVG cuts because she gives you both, all right? And here is where also the JPEG that I mentioned, I think sometimes she calls them thumbnails, okay? So they're also there too. And you're going to want to do that or file or go into her website and look at the live drawing. I tend to do the live drawing because I can kind of get bigger with the file. I can view it, zoom in like this, and I could see it better. Okay, but so there are two things with Lori's files. One is usually the mechanics. This one here, the mechanics, so simple. I'm going to show you how to put them together. The second thing is she does use a lot of very, very tiny pieces, as you've seen me do before. So we are going to be using what do you call it? A pick, a weeding tool, and my little quick pick me up. But you do not need to use, or if you don't have this, you do not need it. I mean, you can use this, or you can use one of the True Control knives. I've often used those as well. Okay, so let's just get to it, because I don't think I need to tell you about cutting these out. They're pretty easy to cut out. I do cut them out, as I mentioned, in twos. So that I have one to show you and one that is assembled while you're watching. So these are all the little teeny tiny pieces. I'm gonna move them over. I don't see the hooves here. Did I not cut out the hooves? Can I stop and tell you that I love the word hooves? I love to say it. But I do not see the hooves here, which is weird. Okay, maybe I just didn't cut them for some reason. But you can cut them. Let's pretend like I cut them, okay? So here are the two basic pieces. This one's the front because it has a hole in it. And this one's the back because it just has this flap. So we're going to fold on all of the cut lines, the dashed cut lines here. And you can fold them both ways because the cards are going to be, like kind of bended if you want to put this into an envelope. And these, by the way, fit into a 5 by 7 inch envelope, so making it very simple to get them to somebody far away if you want to mail them. I have a tendency, and by the way, her files don't generally come with envelopes, but she'll tell you what size envelopes. She mostly will use A2, which is the one like the insert card, which is 5.5 by 4.25, and or A7, which is 5 by 7. So here's what we're going to do. We folded all of these. Let me just make sure everything's in camera. Oops. All right, so we folded all of these here, and we are going to take this tab, put glue on it so that we can begin to make the box that the card is going to fit in. We are not going to close up the box right away because there is a lot we have to do, including putting those little, back pieces and also the inserts in there. So this one, we're not going to put it together the same way as we do with the box cards. This one's going to require us to do all of the inserts and get them all ready. So there is that. Here's my inside piece that I'm going to glue, and that's why you do this afterwards. Now, let's put this on. It covers up that tab, and there is an edge around it. All right. So then let us turn it over and put our what do you call it? Our frame. I was going to say frame. Why did I stop myself? So we're going to put our frame around it. And here it is, just like that. And I used lavender glitter paper, but you can use whatever you want. This paper here came from, actually, did I save it? Yes, it actually came from, I do have a unicorn paper pad, but this one came from Beyond the Shore. They had some really nice pieces in there. This is, I don't know who the maker of this, but I do know that maybe it's called First Edition. I did get this at Joann's. There's 48 sheet pads, and they're double-sided. Most of them are double-sided. So I thought I could get away with using that one that looked sort of, I don't know, ethereal. So there is that. Okay, now once we have that together, I know it's not all together, but that's okay. Resist your urge to close it like I have done in the past, and I'll show you why you don't want to do that. You're going to decorate your 3 insert panels. Now you are going to see that the insert panels they're graduated. So here is the front one, which is with the unicorn, and then comes the next one. That's how you know which way to put them in. Okay. So then comes the next one, and then comes the last one. So these are going to go in just like that. We're going to first work on the unicorn. So for the unicorn, they give you 2 pieces, and that is to create some sort of dimension, like so that you can, they do also cut out a little space for the eye. You know, I don't think I cut this entire thing because they use a little piece of black to showcase the eye. I did not cut everything out. That was this morning. I apologize that I didn't cut it all out, but you will. And there's a piece of black there that you're going to put in so that you can see the detail of the nose. And let me see if I have something around here that I can put in. Do I have anything black? I can just take, I'm going to take this. It's blue, but nobody will know. And I'm just going to cut myself a piece just like this. And use that instead. So this piece goes here like this. Mine's a little too big, so let me make it smaller. There we go. You got to improvise sometimes, you know, when you're trying to do something and you might have cut it all out and don't want to go back to the machine or something like that. So you can see, now we can see the eyelashes and the nose. And then we have this piece here. And what we're going to do is we're going to get our pop dots. Remember these? These are just little circles that have adhesive on either end. I think 3 would be fine. And we are going to peel them off. 3, I think 3 would work. Maybe even 2, like 1 at the head and 2 on the body. Okay. Now, if you really wanted to get crazy, you could put double dots if you wanted to give it a real, dimensional look. You could do double dots. That would work. Let's try 2 this time. This is the base. All right. And that will go, you just peel off these little pieces right like this. And this will be our base piece, right? Can you see that? How it is? So we're doing double dots. But before you go ahead and affix that last piece, let's put together this, because it's a little hard to do it otherwise. And I got to tell you, I had to check, because I guess I just don't understand how unicorns are colored or how their manes are. So I did have to check when I cut this out and assembled it, because I was clueless. I'm sure if I were a 8-year-old girl, I would have known better. But I am no longer 8, unfortunately. So there are pieces for the tail. There are pieces for the brow, or I don't know what they call that. But, the little up by the eyes. The flowing mane. Maybe that's the mane. There is a unicorn horn, because otherwise it would just be a horse. So normally I cut that out in gold, but today I decided to cut it out in blue. And so I checked the picture, and this is how it said to put it together. To put this here, like this. It's a very odd combination. And then for the tail down here, there's 2 pieces. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my glue. This is it's called ultra fine tip. All right, and you can buy it with this glue bundle, but you do need to I think you need to buy the bundle to get the ultra fine tip, or you can use regular glue and put it into little bottles that are often used for quilling that have ultra fine tips as well. And both things can be purchased on Amazon. And remember, I am an affiliate of Amazon. So, oops, I did this wrong. Look at that. I did it wrong. All right, let me move this. It was supposed to be up here. Silly Rita. There we go. It's supposed to be up here. All right, Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear was a little put out last night because I kept him in my room, but he had free reign of all the other rooms except for the front room where I am now. I purposefully didn't go in there to prepare for my show because I didn't want him to feel like I was excluding him. But he didn't get to sit and look out the window, which that's his hobby, or maybe that's his job, because they say all dogs need jobs. So she might consider that his job. Okay, so see how teeny tiny these pieces are? Just be patient with yourself. And if you don't get it right, I'm not sure anybody's going to notice unless they are also 8-year-old girls. So there's that. These pieces are ridiculously small, as are the hooves, which I really wish that I cut out. But this thing goes like... I can't believe I'm missing. I just cut this out. I can't believe I'm missing. There's actually 3 pieces of this front, like this, And then this one goes like this. Did I not take it off of the mat? No. No, I don't know. I don't know what I did. Maybe I don't know. Okay, whatever. Sorry, I'm not as prepared as usual. And I'm going to blame my dogs for that one. So we're going to put all these pieces on. This part is part of the wavy mane, but it actually goes in here a little bit because then this part goes on here, like kind of like flowing, you see. And then there would be a pink piece, but it's not there. So, and let's do also these little teeny tiny things. This is how small some of the pieces are. It can be maddening. I always feel like when I'm doing this, I always feel like I have the biggest hands. I don't know, the biggest fingertips. And that's why I use some things like this, or you can use this, which is called a quick stick. It has like a little sticky on the end, and then you can just place it where you need it to go, such as here. Okay, and this one as well. You can just put a little tiny bit of glue on it. Okay, and this goes here. And clearly I did not cut out the pink part of this because that would be the hooves and there's supposed to be another swirl here, but forgive me because I do not have them for some odd reason. So once we have our unicorn dressed, and she's a little incomplete. I don't know if it's a she, but I'm just saying she. We're going to take off the pop dots here, and then we're going to put this on here. And what that does is it creates the illusion of the four legs, and it's kind of cute. And then if you cut this out correctly, unlike me, you would put the hooves on these two, and then on these two, you don't have to worry about the back one there. Okay? So what else do we have? We have these, which are all these different stars. So here are the stars. And I think what I'll do is I'll put a little glue on here first rather than putting the glue on the star. And that one's too small. I need to get the bigger one. Yeah? No, this one goes here. Oh, I guess this one goes here. I hope you all had a good holiday weekend. Ours was super rainy, and yesterday turned out to be an okay day, but at that point I was like, yeah, the holiday's over. And Owen and I had cauliflower rice again. Cauliflower fried rice again. He loves it. But he's like a ramen noodle kid. Always have loved ramen noodles and stuff. So it's all about the taste with him. So that's what's going on there. And let's put this one here. Okay, so once you get all three pieces of the shadow box together, and, do whatever you want. Either use the small pieces. I've seen shadow box without embellishments, so you could even omit them, all right? Or you could just have a lot of patience, which is the technique I am trying today. So, and actually, I should have put this pink one Let me see if I can still take it off. Yeah, I can. So I'm going to put this pink one in the front. Come on, pink star. You get on there. Get on there. Okay, then we can put this purple one here, and we'll also put a few. So I've seen like embellishments not be added, and that's okay too, because I think it's that's fine. I mean, I think it's, you do you. You know, you do whatever you want to do. I will support you in whatever you want to do, folks, because this is about creativity, and there are no rules in creativity. And that's important to know, right? So here I am putting all these little teeny tiny pieces, because I want you to know that that is how it was set up. But if you had, say, rhinestones or little embellishments, little stars or whatever, you can do that too. Okay, so we're almost done with this, and what we need to do is open it up, and we are going to put the smallest in the back slot right here, just like that. There's no glue. Okay, and you need for it to, you know, securely be in there and let it move around, because that's how we get these cards to be mailed. If you secured them in, it would be too square and you wouldn't be able to get it in an envelope. Okay, so then what you're going to do is we're going to put the slots here. So I'm kind of like just leafing through them. And this might take a little bit of practice, but now some people might say, well, why don't you just do this when it's completed, when the box is completed? And I have done that, and what ends up happening is the tabs get a little bit, what is it? They get a little bent, and thus causing a problem. I'm going to show you the one that I did just before we got on that way, because I wanted to show you why that was a problem. Okay, so here's 1, 2, and then 3. All right, you see I have this bent up like this. Yeah, it's kind of wonky, but they're really cute. So there we go. Okay, so once you have all 3 in there on both sides, and you might have to wiggle with it, and yeah, it is a little wonky, but this is for a shadow box card. Remember, we're not making actual shadow box, so we have to follow the mechanics of a box card, which is that it has to fold flat for easy mailing. Okay, so here we go. Now we can close up the actual box of the box card by putting some glue here. And just want to make sure I get it right on that edge where the dash cut line is, so that it's flat. Now, granted, we did put some sticky dots there, and that is going to make it a little bulkier, but it will still go in the 5x7 inch envelope. I also have an envelope also by Lori Whitlock that I'm happy to show you, that is kind of like not a padded envelope, but it allows for thicker things. I can show you that sometime, because it's useful if you're going to mail it. I also sometimes just mail these things in manila envelopes, like the ones that are, I think they're called brochure envelopes. Manila envelopes. Okay, and that is it. Clearly, it's not perfect, but it's a really cute design, and you see how it sort of bends like this and goes in your envelope. And here is what I did when I used gold, pink, purple, and green. Yeah, that's what happened. I must have had 4 and I only cut out 3, but I'll go back and add to it. So to get around the little teeny tiny pieces, and this one has these extremely small stars, I decided that I was going to use vinyl, but it was not without its challenges, because you can see here I did not apply this in the correct place, and also it's sort of bent. So there are challenges to that. Also, cutting out stars even in vinyl this small is challenging. I mean, your machine will do it, but you have to make sure you're removing it from the background the correct way. Now here is what I did. I put this together after the fact. I was kind of rushing around and I'm like, oh no. So I'm going to actually open this up and see if I can't get it to go in there better, because that's kind of not good. Okay. So I'm just removing that glue part here and making sure that those pieces. So here is that background. And again, but see how I kind of messed up these tabs? Not so great. All right. So here we go. I'm putting them in the correct way. Maybe that will resolve the issue. And this one here in the third, oops, let me move this around here. Here. And like Renee said, it is wonky, but you only should have to do it that one time and you will get better at it. But do make sure that you folding, especially for the box, you're folding it at that squared dash cut line, okay? So actually I want to put this one together. So maybe I should just put that aside and play with it afterwards. Okay, so this one is the same. And so for this part, it all goes together the same. I just want to show you how I did it. So here I cut out, as you can see, the blue elements, the red elements, and somewhere along here, the white elements here. Here it is. No, that's not it. Oh, come on. No. Well, there are white elements around here somewhere. Okay, so it's the same thing. Here are 2 pieces cut out. There's a little piece of like a chad. I think that's what they call those when they are left. Remember that when on the 2000 election, they were counting chads. Oh man, I'm starting to date myself. Okay. So we are folding, making sure we've got a really good fold on there, like this, just like this. We're going to glue at this tabbed. I'm going to now start calling every little piece that doesn't come off a chad. Because that's what a chad was. A chad during the election in Florida, they were counting votes, and apparently their voting system at that time had these little, like you'd punch a hole, and somebody was saying, well, there's hanging chads, and and that's why George Bush won the election, people say. I don't know, but he had a hard time in Florida where Al Gore and he were head to head. I think that's the way that it goes. Okay, so here is the put together frame. I'm going to also take and put the front mat on there, just like that, which I thought about cutting out in vinyl, but I had this foil like leftover piece, so I decided to just use this. But you can do whatever you want. If you have some really cool foil, or remember, iron-on works just as well, and this would be a good application for that with your mini. So you could just kind of iron these pieces on. That would actually be really cool, and you wouldn't have to deal with any glue at all. Okay. All right, so there is our box. And now we have our 3 inserts. And I cannot believe I lost the white ones because I wanted to show you those terribly small stars. Okay, so the back piece is a banner. So here's the banner, and I just picked it up like this. I suppose I could have used transfer tape for this, and maybe that would have made my life easier, but I did not, and I put it on here. Doop, doop, and do. And I'll press it out. Okay. And then I go to the red. There are 2 size red circles, which is why we need those white pieces. I'm going to have to go looking for them. I think maybe they might be on the ground because I have not moved from this seat. So there's that. And again, it's possible that transfer tape would be your friend here, but I did not do that. And so I'm showing you, but you decide what you want to do. Let me just check on the floor. Wow. Unbelievable. I don't know where this went. So weird. I mean, I literally have not moved. I'm going to check my trash. Maybe I threw it out. Throw it out? Sorry, folks. I was prepared. Okay, well, at any rate, then there would be a white half circle here, and then we would put those tiny little, another red half circle, and the tiny little stars, but I can't do that, so let's move on. I am going to use this for the, Chad, I'm going to use this for these stars here. Boy, that's disappointing. Apologize. Disappointing. Okay, so here is the star, a red star that we can put here. Well, that's something new. Lola snores. She's sitting beside me, and she nodded off to sleep. And she kind of snores. And then there are the stars. And these go on rather nicely. And let's see, we're going to put 2 more stars on there. They go on nicely without the transfer tape. 1 and 2. I've got a little bit of a Chad there. Okay, so that one's done. This one is like pretend done. And now we have this piece. It's bigger, so I definitely will use a little bit of transfer tape because I don't want it to get all wrinkled up. So I just have this little piece that I found right here. And let me just peel it off. Come on. Please. I'll lose my audience because I'm so not prepared. Oh. Okay. All right. Here we go. And this is why people don't do lives, because they don't want to get stuck with peeling off transfer tape and not getting it, or losing pieces or things like that. But you guys get to see all of the little faults and foibles. Isn't that a great word? Foible. And so we're going to take this off. I believe yep, here we go. I believe that there are actually stars on the breast piece of this. So from the back, I'll just show you. See that there are stars. So we're going to just remove those stars. This is actually called reverse weeding, when you weed from the back. There are other little reverse weeding techniques, but this one, the whole idea of this is that when you have a small piece, and if you get everything on the transfer tape and then you weed from behind, it won't pull up. You know, it won't. The little pieces won't pull up. Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm just going to put this piece on. I normally would get this completely right if my head could be in front, but my camera's right there. So pardon me if I don't do it correctly. All right. That is a big wingspan. I'm going to tell you a story. So when we were driving up to New Hampshire, you know, Owen, he's a teenager, so sometimes he's kind of like really teenagery. And we were looking for osprey and hawks and everything, and because they have them up there. And so we did find some osprey, and there's a special place. It's like the osprey nest that they put out there for them. And so we're like, Owen, look out the window. It's osprey. And he was like, nah, it's just a bird. And I said, it's not just a bird. It's a really big bird. And I said, you'd probably look out the window at an eagle and say, just a bird, when it has like a wingspan of like, I don't know, 9 feet or something, whatever it is. Some of those eagles do. And so every time we saw any bird, whether it was a little thing, it's like, nah, it's just a bird. So we were kind of teasing him. All right, you see what I'm doing here? I'm taking these little pieces off with my transfer tape, and I am putting them on. This is so much easier than what I was doing, which was sort of stabbing it with my weeding tool, and trying to place it in the correct place. So much easier. Just a bird. Just a bird. He was at the end. He was like, you guys, stop picking on me. I remember having a conversation with somebody about the size of eagles and everything, and I probably had the same reaction, like, well, I mean, it's like a bird, right? You know. Anyway, so here we go. Now, these small stars here were supposed to be for the back, but I don't need them because I picked a colorful background. So now we're going to put these all in. Remember, they graduate. So the smallest one is the one with the banner. And then I suppose you could try it this way, doing them both sides at the same time. That might work better. There we go. Let's try that. And this side, the middle piece. with this. There are some, they're not half fix. So somebody's asking if there are star-shaped rhinestones, and there are all kinds of shaped rhinestones and larger than what we've been working with, which had been the SS10. Ooh, that worked out pretty well. But they are not half fixed, so you'd have to adhere them by glue, using glue, and I probably would use that E6000 glue for that, because the rhinestone would be fairly heavy and you want it to stay on there. And I don't know if this glue would actually work. It says glitter, but it doesn't say rhinestone, so I think I would use glitter. Okay, this one came together pretty well considering I can't find the white. So this is it. So this is how it's supposed to look from the top and from the bottom. And it's supposed to move just like this so that you can lay it flat and put it in that 5 by 7 inch envelope. And this one I tried to do by putting it together after the fact. I bent all of them and it made it really wonky and it didn't work correctly. I'll play around with it off camera and I'll show you what ended up being the result. But I would definitely put these together ahead of time. Put the I'm just messing this up. Put these together ahead of time. All right, so those are our two, but there are more. And yes, they all have little pieces. And so when you're doing this, either, as I've suggested, either use something like a little pickup tool, or you see where the little hooves are right there. Use a pickup tool, try vinyl, or consider not adding those elements. Because so here there was the element of the sunshine, and I know sunshine and unicorns, but I decided to put this unicorn paper with rainbows, and so I felt like it would be too busy. So I skipped it. I skipped that and the clouds, and I think it looks just fine this way, and actually not so busy. So that's it for today. You see here, I even skipped a couple of the stars. No, this wasn't the one I put together on camera. Anyway, these are called Shadowbox cards. They are from Lori Whitlock. There are other types of Shadowbox cards that she has. I will post a link, but they are different. There's a sliding Shadowbox card that's a little more detailed and difficult. Then she has like her earlier renditions of Shadowbox cards that, I'll be frank, were so difficult to put together, where she like creates like a binding. It did not work for me. So I really like these ones. I like that I can get them in an envelope and send them off. And I like that I can make this unicorn look like it's really jumping up and saying hello. You can leave the back for your greeting if you want, or you can just use this as a decoration. I really like it too. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for coming. Oh, one last thing. I got a message from Regina. I think it was Regina, asking if we could make the Zoom Saturday night. I have no problem with that. If you guys want to make it Saturday night, we can do that. It's up to you. So let me know what works for you, and we will sort of go from there. And again, be on the lookout for our giveaway for the Bundle of Joy for July. The July Bundle of Joy. Bundle of Joy for July. 2 J's. So anyway, thank you everyone for coming today and putting up with my little foibles. And I hope you learned something. And tomorrow, I think we're going to be doing... What are we going to be doing? Oh, tomorrow I have viewer mail, and we're going to do like a summertime card. We're going to do a summertime card, I believe. So I hope you join me. And also the other thing too is that we have Christmas in July coming up. So we're going to be doing some fun things for Christmas in July. I'd love to hear your ideas. Last year we did all cards, and I must have made like 100 cards, and I showed you how to make all 100 cards. I think we just spent like a whole week in July just doing cards that were from Cricut Design Space. And I don't know if you want to do that, or if you want to do like a big project, a 3D project. You all let me know, okay? Thanks so much for coming today, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Get some crafting in, okay? Bye.